Okay, so today I'm going to introduce to you guys how to play a board game Zemico. At the start of the game, each player draws 3 mission cards, read and select one, discard the rest, and place the selected one horizontally in front of oneself with the back facing up. Shuffle 4 types of organism cards into one deck. After shuffling, each player draws 4 cards from the deck as their starting hand. Put the shuffle 4 decks of organism cards and the shuffle energy card on the table with the back facing up, then select an environment card. When playing the game, start from the starting player and take turns in counterclockwise. Each round is divided into 3 stages, and all players enter the next stage after completing the actions of the stage. Change of card stage. Don't do this in the first round. Discard any hand and then draw up to 4 organism cards. Discard means to put the card face up to the corresponding discard pile. Draw. Take the card at the top of the deck from the corresponding deck. Planning stage. In this stage, when it is the player's turn to act, the player has the following 2 choices. First, put an organism card in hand onto the desk. If there are other organism cards on the desk already, it must be placed in the place adjacent to any organism cards. That means the 8 blocks around it. Second, skip. Players who do not choose to skip continue this process until everyone chooses to skip. Survival stage. At this stage, there's only one player to act, and this player needs to have the least number of hands. If the number of players with the least number of hands is more than 1, the starting player will choose one from them. Discard the energy card next to the environment card. Don't do this in the first round, and draw one energy card. Point of each producer card in this stage is regarded as the smaller value between the point of drawn energy card plus the point of stored energy card. The maximum stored energy is the point of an environment card, and the point of this producer card. Place the energy card next to the environment card. Discard all herbivorous consumer cards that aren't adjacent to any producer card. For each herbivorous consumer card that is adjacent to producer cards, if the sum of the point of producer cards adjacent to it is larger or equal to the point of this card, decrease points of producer cards, the decrease is allocated by the player. Point of each producer card must be at least 0 by the point of this herbivorous consumer card. Else, discard all producer cards adjacent to this herbivorous consumer card. The player can determine the sequence of this process on each herbivorous consumer card. Repeat the same process over carnivorous consumer cards and the herbivorous consumer cards. Discard all decomposer cards that aren't adjacent to any non-decomposer card. For each non-decomposer card, if the sum of points of decomposer cards adjacent to it is less than the point of this organism card, discard it. At the end of the survival stage, if the organism deck is not empty, the player who takes action at this stage becomes the starting player of the next round. At the end of the turn, if the organism card deck is empty, the game ends. On the desk, the number of all type of organism cards must be at least 1, otherwise no one wins. At the end of the game, the player who achieves one's mission card wins. If no player or more than one player achieve their mission cards, the player with the mission card that has the largest point wins.